My first question goes to Secretary Aisha. Pakistan has made significant progress on climate change, climate adaptation planning and implementation following the devastating floods of recent years, including the National Adaptation Plan of 2023 and more recently, the Flood Mitigation Plan for 2026 monsoon. Please share with us your assessment on the progress on advancing adaptation and
Thank you very much. Uh, as the previous session speakers have set the tone, that there are certain global challenges which has brought Pakistan in a situation where climate crisis is converting into a debt crisis for Pakistan. So adaptation policy is there since 2023, and the efforts that Pakistan is making, I can talk about it. But these climate challenges have forced us to choose between son and a daughter. DRR and adaptation are from the same parents, but we are forced to choose between the two. Why? Because, one event takes away 8 to 10% of GDP of Pakistan. So we are constantly struggling between our growth and development and the recovery response that we have to make. So this is the challenge in which we are spending on adaptation and trying to implement the adaptation policy. It obviously covers the nexus of water and agriculture, which is very much linked with food security. It is also looking at sea level rise, forestry, impact on health and education, and very important part of the policy is inclusion. As the minister also talked about including youth in our action and policies. So adaptation has more than 170 actions, and we are very actively engaged with all the provinces. Today, KP province is launching its district adaptation plan. So we are also working in rest of the provinces, and we are helping them to go down to the district level and prepare their adaptation plan, keeping in view the challenge that they face, whether it's hill torrent, flash flood, drought, or heat wave, or GLOF in GB. So these district adaptation plan is the main building block. It also includes the hazard mapping, which is important for DRR as well as for the adaptation. Under the flood resilience plan, which was approved in November by the Prime Minister, there are short, medium, and long-term interventions. And we regularly interact with the provinces and take stock of that. And Prime Minister is regularly taking stock. We at the ministry level engage with the provinces and the technical teams. So the institutional arrangements are in place. The level of seriousness at the top is commendable. I think Pakistan was among the top 30 countries who submitted their NDC in September when Prime Minister was there in the climate conference. Even EU NDC was submitted later on. So a country which is committed to reduce carbon emission and protect this planet obviously require resource mobilization and climate finance. So DRR was indicated in our NDC. Pakistan needs $139 billion by 2035 to fulfill our DRR need. And there are ample studies by the World Bank to indicate the adaptation needs for Pakistan. And in COP30, we made a very strong case for the tripling of adaptation financing. But it's really sad to see that there was not even a complete consensus that what is the baseline from which we are talking about tripling of the adaptation fund. So we cannot control global temperature, but obviously we have to protect our people. So adaptation is an area where Pakistan is very seriously working. Our green tagging also indicates our commitment to adaptation and mitigation. Under the flood resilience plan, we are working on improving zoning, floodplain management, and not just big and small dams, but there is a lot of focus on small ponds, because this is one area which is a low-hanging fruit, and with the engagement of communities, we can really ensure that the excess water is available to them when there is not enough water for their livelihood and for their livestock. And at the same time, we are also working with the provinces that we need to convert this excess water to drought prone area. So the water channels have to be there to ensure that all the water is not going into the sea and raising sea level. So that's where a lot of investment is required in the critical water infrastructure, and that is one of the priorities in the PSDP as well as annual development plans. Similarly, having infrastructure which is resilient to these calamities. So the schools and hospitals have to be resilient. So green building codes are there. We have different initiatives under adaptation to create resilience, not just in infrastructure, but in communities, in food security, in livelihood. And the governance structure, as I told you, are very clear. We have, even under the Climate Change Act, there is a council which is headed by the Prime Minister, and it has representation from all the chief ministers. So that is the apex forum through which decision making is made. And wherever we need consensus, we did that in when we were working on the carbon credit guideline. So that was the forum where we took all the concepts and created consensus, and then the carbon market became operational. So that is, maybe we can talk about climate finance later. So yeah.
Thank you, Secretary Aisha, for elaborating on some of the key examples on the progress made on advancing adaptation